Hello, this is Tim Smith, the Academic Support Coordinator for St. John's River State College, St. Augustine campus. This video is one of a series designed as a study aid for prospective teachers preparing for the math portion of the General Knowledge Test, a part of the Florida Teachers Certification Examinations. The math portion of the General Knowledge Test is divided into 4 categories of understanding that the state of Florida considers important for all professional educators to master before issuing a professional educator certificate. These 4 categories are number sense concepts and operations, geometry and measurement, algebraic thinking and the coordinate plane, and probability, statistics, and data interpretation. Each of these subjects will be covered in separate videos. This video covers geometry and measurement and is divided into 4 skills. Identify and classify simple 2- and 3-dimensional figures according to their mathematical properties. Solve problems involving ratio and proportion. Determine an appropriate measurement unit and form for real-world problems involving length, area, volume, or mass. Solve real-world measurement problems including fundamental units, derived units, and unit conversions. In this video, we will solve sample problems related to these skills that will be similar to those you encounter in the math section of the General Knowledge Test. Please note that the General Knowledge Test is a multiple choice test, but for the sake of instruction, I have omitted incorrect distractors in favor of solving each problem directly. Additionally, a basic 4-function calculator is provided for use during this test. For demonstration purposes, I will calculate all arithmetic steps without such an aid. The time for the test is limited. Therefore, it is recommended that you use the calculator where appropriate. Identify the shapes below. A rectangle is a 4-sided shape that has 4 right angles and equal opposite sides. The parallelogram is a 4-sided shape with equal opposite sides, and by definition, the opposite sides will be parallel. A kite is a 4-sided shape with adjoining equal sides. A rhombus is a 4-sided shape where all 4 sides are of equal length. The figure below shows a triangle that is best described as which of the following. This figure is a triangle with a single right angle, therefore it is a right triangle. An isosceles triangle would have 2 sides of equal length, which does not apply here. An acute triangle has all 3 sides less than 90 degrees, which also does not apply here. An equilateral triangle would have 3 equal length sides and 3 equal measured angles, which does not apply here. A scalene triangle is one where all sides are of different lengths, which correctly describes this triangle. An obtuse triangle is one with a single angle greater than 90 degrees, which does not apply here. So this triangle is a right scalene triangle. Determine the value of x. First, we have to know that the sum of the internal angles of any triangle equals 180 degrees. Therefore, 3x plus 2x plus x equals 180 degrees. Add the like terms to get 6x equals 180 degrees. Divide both sides by 6 to get x equals 30 degrees. Identify which set shows congruent triangles and which set shows similar triangles and solve for the unknown variable. In triangle set 1, the sides of the 2 triangles are different, but the angles are identical. So these are similar triangles, which means the sides are proportional. This proportion can be set up as 4 is to 8 as x is to 4. Multiply both sides by 8 to get 2x equals 4, or x equals 2. In triangle set 2, the 2 triangles are rotated, but the sides and angles are identical, and as such are congruent. Therefore, z equals 3. Determine the value of x. Since the 3 angles share a straight line, the sum of those 3 angles will be 180 degrees. Therefore, x plus 2x plus 27 degrees equals 180 degrees. X plus 2x equals 3x. Subtract 27 degrees from both sides of the equation to get 3x equals 153 degrees. Divide both sides by 3 to get x equals 51 degrees. In the right triangle shown below, side AB is twice the length of side BC. What is the area of the triangle in square centimeters? Since side AB is given as 8 centimeters and is twice the length of side BC, then side BC is 4 centimeters. The area of a triangle is calculated by using the formula 1/2 base times height, or in this case, 1/2 4 centimeters times 8 centimeters, which equals 16 square centimeters. Assuming that the shapes around the right triangle are square, what is the length of each side of the indicated square in the diagram below? For this, we use the Pythagorean theorem, which states that the sum of the squares of the two shorter sides of a right triangle is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, or a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is the hypotenuse, which is the longest side and always opposite the right angle. So we have 81 plus 144 equals c squared. This would make a squared equal to 81. When we square root both sides, we get a equal to 9. B squared equals 144. Again, we square root both sides to get b equal to 12. C squared then equals 225. When we take the square root of both sides, we get the final answer, c equals 15. The area of a circle is 8 pi. What is the length of the radius? The area of a circle A can be calculated as A equals pi r squared, where r is the radius. The radius of a circle is the distance from the center of the circle to any point along the outside edge, whereas the diameter is the distance from one side of the circle through the center to the other side. Consequently, the diameter is always twice the radius. Since area is given, we can write this as 8 pi is equal to pi r squared. Divide both sides by pi to get r squared is equal to 8. If we square root both sides, we get r equals the square root of 8. The square root of 8 can be expressed as the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. The square root of 4 is equal to 2, so we can give our final answer in the more simplified form, r equals 2 times the square root of 2. An irregular pentagon has 3 internal right angles and dimensions as shown in the figure below. What is the area of the pentagon in square feet? Upon closer examination, we can see that this shape can be broken into 2 different shapes whose areas can be calculated more easily. Here we can see this shape is simply a rectangle connected to a triangle. So the area of the entire shape will be the sum of the areas of the triangle and rectangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, and the area of the rectangle is base times height. We fill in our values to get 1/2 7.6 feet times 2.5 feet plus 8 feet times 4 feet. Complete the multiplication first. 1/2 times 7.6 feet times 2.5 feet equals 9.5 square feet, or the area of the triangle. 4 feet times 8 feet equals 32 square feet, or the area of the rectangle. When we add these together, we get the area of the pentagon, 41.5 square feet. Find the surface area of the rectangular prism shown. This rectangular prism has 6 sides. The surface area, by definition, would then be the sum of the areas of those 6 sides. The equation for the surface area of a prism is derived from this concept. For example, base times height would be the area of the front face. Since the area of the back face is identical, we calculate 2 times base times height. The area of the top surface is base times depth. Times 2 accounts for the bottom. Finally, height times depth covers one side of the prism. 2 times covers both sides. With given values, base equals 12 centimeters, height equals 9 centimeters, and depth equals 5 centimeters, we just fill in our values to get 2 times 12 centimeters times 9 centimeters, plus 2 times 12 centimeters times 5 centimeters, plus 2 times 9 centimeters times 5 centimeters. We do the multiplication first. 2 times 12 centimeters times 9 centimeters equals 216 square centimeters. 2 times 12 centimeters times 5 centimeters equals 120 square centimeters. 2 times 9 centimeters times 5 centimeters equals 90 square centimeters. Adding them up, 216 square centimeters plus 120 square centimeters plus 90 square centimeters gives us the final answer, 426 square centimeters. A map uses a scale of 2 inches to 150 miles. If two cities are 750 miles apart, how many inches apart will they be on the map? This is a ratio and proportion problem. The first ratio is given by the scale 2 inches to 150 miles. This will be equal to an x number of inches on the map to 750 miles. Multiply both sides by 750. On the right side, the 750s cancel. On the left, we have 750 times 2, which equals 1500. Then we divide 1500 by 150 to get our final answer, x equals 10 inches apart on the map. At 3 o'clock p.m., Curtis' shadow is 1.05 meters long. Her height is 1.68 meters. At the same time, a tree's shadow is 6.58 meters long. How tall is the tree? Round to the nearest hundredth. This ratio can be set up as 1.68 meters of height to 1.05 meters of shadow length is equal to x meters height of the tree to 6.58 meters length of the tree's shadow. Multiply both sides by 6.58. On the right side, the 6.58s cancel. On the left side, 6.58 times 1.68 equals 11.0544. Then we divide 11.0544 by 1.05 to get 10.528. For our final answer, 10.53 meters tree height is rounded to the nearest hundredth, or 2 decimal places. A recipe for making 50 pancakes calls for 24 cups of flour. How many cups of flour are needed to make only 8 pancakes? This ratio is 24 cups of flour for 50 pancakes equals x number of cups for 8 pancakes. Multiply both sides by 8. On the right side, the 8's cancel. On the left, 8 times 24 equals 192. Then 192 divided by 50 equals 3.84 cups of flour. A brick walkway measuring 3 feet by 11 feet is to be built. The bricks measure 4 inches by 6 inches. How many bricks will it take to complete the walkway? First, consider the length and width. These measurements are in feet, yet the bricks are measured in inches. So let's convert to inches. 11 feet times 12 inches per foot equals 132 inches. 3 feet times 12 inches per foot is 36 inches. The area of the walkway is length times width, or 132 inches times 36 inches, which equals 4,752 square inches. The area of one brick is 4 inches times 6 inches, which equals 24 square inches. Finally, 4,752 square inches in the walkway divided by 24 square inches per brick equals 198 bricks. A wall to be papered is 3 times as long as its width. The total area to be covered is 192 square feet. Wallpaper comes in rolls that are 2 feet wide by 8 feet long. How many rolls will it take to cover the wall? To find the dimensions of the wall, we set the width as x, which means the length would be 3 times x. Since the area is known to be 192 square feet, we can set up the area equation, x times 3x equals 192. Multiply to get 3x squared equals 192. Divide both sides by 3 to get x squared equals 64, or x equals 8 feet. Therefore, the width is 8 feet, and the length is 3 times 8, or 24 feet. Since a sheet of wallpaper is 8 feet long, then one sheet will cover the entire width and 2 feet of the length. Therefore, 12 sheets of wallpaper will be needed to cover the 24-foot length. Three brands of cornflakes are available. Brand G is priced at $2.39 for 10 ounces. Brand K is $3.99 for 20.3 ounces. And brand P is $3.39 for 16.5 ounces. You have a coupon for 50 cents off of brand P and a coupon for 60 cents off of brand G. Which cereal is the best buy based on the cost per unit? Starting with brand G, if we apply the 60-cent coupon, we pay $1.79 for 10 ounces, which comes out to 17.9 cents per ounce. For brand K, there is no coupon, so $3.99 for 20.3 ounces is 19.7 cents per ounce. For brand P, we apply the 50-cent coupon to pay $2.89 for 16.5 ounces, or 17.5 cents per ounce, making brand P the best bargain. How many centimeters are there in 4.8 meters? We can refer to the chart of metric length measurements and see that centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. So 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Therefore, 4.8 meters is equal to 480 centimeters. Note that we just have to move the decimal place over 2 spaces. How many meters are in 330 millimeters? Again, referring to the chart, 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters. Therefore, 330 millimeters equals 0.33 meters. This is simply moving the decimal 3 spaces to the left. How many kilometers are there in 475 meters? 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Therefore, 475 meters equals 0.475 kilometers, moving the decimal over 3 spaces to the left. How many millimeters are in 7.3 centimeters? 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters, so 7.3 centimeters equals 73 millimeters. Here we move the decimal 1 place to the right. How many decimeters are in 3,560 decameters? 1 decameter equals 100 decimeters, so 3,560 decameters equals 356,000 decimeters, or we move the decimal over to the right 2 spaces. The adult daily dosage of a certain medicine is 60 milligrams for every 10 pounds of body weight. If the patient weighs 170 pounds, and he is to receive a dose of this medicine every 4 hours, find the amount of medicine that he should receive in each dose. The first ratio to establish is 60 milligrams per day per 10 pounds. What is the number of milligrams X for 170 pounds? Multiply each side by 170. On the right side, the 170s cancel. On the left side, 170 times 60 equals 10,200. Then we divide 10,200 by 10 to get X equals 1,020 milligrams per day. A dose is taken every 4 hours over a 24-hour period, which means 6 doses. 1,020 milligrams per day divided by 6 doses per day equals 170 milligrams per dose. Dan orders supplies for the science labs. Each of the 24 stations in the chemistry lab needs 2 feet of rubber tubing. If rubber tubing sells for $8.75 per yard, how much will it cost to equip all the stations? First, we consider that for 24 stations, each needing 2 foot of hose per station means that we need a total of 48 feet of hose. Since the hose is priced per yard, we divide 48 feet by 3 feet per yard to get 16 yards of hose. Then, 16 yards of hose times $8.75 per yard equals $140. If you have further questions on this video or wish to attend an in-person FTCE workshop, please contact the Academic Support Coordinator at either St. Augustine, Palatka, or Orange Park campuses. Thank you, and good luck in your teaching career.